Xiaoyu was 24 when her life started to feel smaller than it had ever been before. Every morning, she woke up in her tiny rented room in Hangzhou, cooked instant noodles, and hurried to work at a local design studio. She was hardworking, quiet, and kind, but none of that seemed to matter to her relatives. To them, only one thing mattered: marriage. Every weekend. Her phone rang with the same questions. Xiaoyu. You are not young anymore. Your cousin already has a child. Do you want to be left behind? Her mother tried to sound gentle, but the pressure was heavy. Matchmakers were introduced. Blind dates were arranged one after another. Xiaoyu went to them politely, smiled, and said no every time. She wanted love, or at least respect. But the men she met only talked about her age, her salary, and whether she would quit her job after marriage. One evening, after another exhausting family dinner, Xiaoyu stood alone on the bridge over the Canting River. The city lights reflected on the water, shaking like her thoughts. Her phone buzzed again. Her aunt had sent her a message about a new marriage proposal. Something inside Xiaoyu finally snapped. I'll get married, she whispered to herself. I'll end all of this. But she didn't want a traditional arrangement. She wanted freedom. She wanted peace. The next day, Xiaoyu walked into a small cafe near the Civil Affairs Bureau. A simple sign on the door read, Marriage Consultation and Agreement Service. She had found it online the night before. Her hands trembled as she pushed the door open. Inside, a man was already waiting. He was tall, wearing a plain black coat and glasses. His face was calm, almost cold, but his eyes were deep and thoughtful. He stood up when he saw her. My name is Chen Wei, he said politely. You are Li Xiaoju? She nodded. Yes. They sat across from each other. The consultant briefly explained the process and then left them alone to talk. Chen Wei spoke first. This will be a contract marriage. 1 year. No interference in each other's private lives. We tell our families we are married. After 1 year, we divorce peacefully. Xiaoyu looked at him in surprise. You don't mind? I need marriage for personal reasons, he replied calmly. You need it to stop pressure. This is fair. He pushed a document toward her. The terms were clear. No children, no shared property, absolute respect. Xiaoyu hesitated only for a moment before signing. Something about Chen Wei felt safe. That afternoon, under the quiet hum of fluorescent lights, Xiaoju and Chen Wei became husband and wife. It was a flash marriage, simple, fast, and emotionless. Or so Xiaoyu thought. They moved into an apartment Chen Wei had arranged. It was clean and modern, but not overly luxurious. He took the guest room and never crossed boundaries. At home, they spoke politely, like roommates. Chen Wei left early every morning and returned late at night. He never explained his work, and Xiaoyu never asked. She was just grateful that her phone finally became quiet. Her relatives stopped calling. Her mother sounded relieved. Life became peaceful again, but small things started to feel strange. Once, Xiaoyu accidentally spilled tea on the floor. Before she could grab a cloth, Chen Wei knelt down calmly and wiped it himself. You don't have to do that, she said quickly. He smiled faintly. It's fine. Another time, she mentioned casually that her old laptop was slow. The next day, a brand new one appeared on her desk. I didn't ask for this, she said nervously. It's more efficient, he replied. You need it for work. Slowly, warmth entered their cold agreement. One rainy night, Xiaoyu came home soaked. Chen Wei was waiting, holding a towel. You forgot your umbrella? He said. She looked at him in surprise. No one had waited for her like that before. Asterisk, as days passed, Xiaoyu started noticing more details. Chen Wei answered phone calls in English and Mandarin fluently. Luxury cars sometimes waited for him downstairs. Once, she saw a news article on her phone. Chen Group CEO returns from overseas investment meeting. The photo showed a man who looked exactly like her husband. Her heart skipped. That night, she finally asked, Chen Wei, who are you really? Asterisk, he was silent for a long moment. Then he removed his glasses. Asterisk, I didn't lie about respecting you, he said quietly. But yes, I am the CEO of Chen Group. Asterisk, Xiaoyu felt dizzy. A billionaire? Asterisk, yes. Asterisk, she stood up abruptly. Then why marry me? Asterisk, Chen Wei looked at her seriously. Because I was also being forced into marriage. I needed someone honest, not someone attracted to my money. Asterisk, Xiaoyu laughed bitterly. So it was just convenient. Asterisk, no, he said firmly. At first, maybe, but not anymore. Silence filled the room. From that night on, everything changed. Asterisk, Chen Wei became more present. He invited Xiaoyu to dinners, asked about her dreams, listened carefully. He never forced her, never crossed boundaries. His patience slowly melted her doubts. Asterisk, one evening, after a long walk by the river, he stopped and looked at her. Asterisk, our contract ends in 3 months, he said. I want to ask you something, not as part of an agreement. Xiaoyu's heart raced. Will you stay? Asterisk, tears filled her eyes. She finally understood this marriage was no longer fake. Asterisk, I want to, she whispered. But I want equality, respect. Asterisk, Chen Wei nodded. You already have it. Asterisk, when their 1-year contract ended. They didn't go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to divorce. Asterisk instead. Chen Wei proposed again, this time with sincerity. Not pressure. Xiaoyu said yes. Yes. The woman who had once married to escape pressure found herself truly loved by a man who had everything except her heart, which he earned patiently. Asterisk, and this time, it wasn't a flash marriage. Asterisk, it was forever.